Hi, Bobby here. Listen to the full episodes of God Eye exclusively on the Pocket FM app. Click the link in description to install the app now. Episode 2. The Battle of One Move. Not knowing how much time had passed, Bobby started to regain consciousness, but he was not able to feel his body. The only thing he felt was the pain in his left eye. He turned cold and suddenly remembered what happened before he fainted. The weird eyeball-shaped marble merging into his left eye. It felt like a minor injury, but he was as he felt like it could have been worse. Zing! Suddenly, he heard a sound, as if something was moving within him, resonating throughout his body. Bobby held his left eye, as it began to feel like it was going to pop out. In that moment, he felt as if his consciousness had been sucked into the dark marble. Boom! His brain suddenly shook, and Bobby's mind was brought into a pitch-black dimension. Slowly noticing his surroundings, Bobby thought to himself, Where am I? What is this place? Bobby had a natural fear of the unknown, and seeing such a weird place was completely different than anything he had ever experienced. But his attention was attracted by the faint green light emanating from the center of the pitch-black place. That faint green light seemed very mysterious and infinitely deep. It slowly spun, as if it had survived from the ancient times until now, giving off a feeling of life and eternity. Bobby's awareness was fully absorbed by it, so absorbed that he did not notice anything else. The ancient is broken, and the ancient gods slain will turn into endless dust. A voice spoke out, almost as if coming through the light itself. The words that were spoken by this voice seemed so ancient and sad. It reverberated within the pitch-black area, as if it had been echoing since time immemorial. Who's there? Bobby asked, as his consciousness swayed. That sound seemed to come from the space itself. Finally, a soul in the universe that is perfectly in sync with me, the mysterious voice said to itself. Who's there sneaking around? Bobby shouted, as he tried to suppress his fear. To continue my bloodline, the bloodline of the Eye, you will rule everyone, control every race. You, lucky youngster, do not disappoint me. With a boom, a flash of bright light spread across the pitch-black space, due to which Bobby had to cover his eyes. Everything became calm, and there was silence that had spread like a blanket around the entire place. Bobby took a long breath, but before he could think any more, a painful feeling came from his left eye. Within a room, the burning sun came through the window. At this time, Bobby suddenly woke into reality. This was his room. Ah, my eyes! Bobby screamed and clutched his left eye, which was now swollen red and burning with pain. He laid back on the bed, and his body still had charred pieces from where he was struck by lightning. The pain coming from his left eye made him sweat and toss around. Fortunately, the pain faded away as time went by. My eye. Bobby had a face full of worry, and slowly loosened the grip around his left eye. He was certain that his left eye could still see light, but when his left eye saw the first ray of sunlight, the strong burn made him squint and let out his breath. Slowly, his left eye eventually adapted to the sunlight and could finally make out the world. However, what came after made him go into shock. The whole world seemed to have become tens of thousands of different colors. The vision of his left eye made everything seem perfectly clear and beautiful. He could even see the particles in the air, which certainly wasn't what normal vision could make out. he could clearly see ants on a tree 100 meters away, and the veins on a leaf, all while sitting on his bed, looking out of the window. What is going on? My left eye, Bobby thought to himself as the shock slowly passed, gradually revealing some happiness on his face. He was certain that his left eye had undergone a series of changes and was at least 10 times stronger than his original eye. Bobby took out a mirror and looked at it closely. His left eye's size was the same as before. The only difference was that the center of the eye was darker than the original. When he fully focused on his left eye, the eyeball would give off a faint glow of green light. These changes, although not very obvious, caused his heart to race. Did that mysterious ball merge with my left eye? He thought to himself, as he felt a sudden surge of happiness, closely followed by a growing fear of uncertainty. After a while, he took a deep breath and walked out of his room. Bobby, you were asleep for almost an entire day. I was so worried, Ashley said, as she saw that her son was okay. Mother, I am all right. I might even have gotten lucky from this disaster. Bobby laughed and said. However, his face turned solemn, and he shouted with confusion. Wait, Mother, did you say that I was unconscious for one whole day? Yes, that day after you were hit by lightning, but the doctor said that you were just unconscious. Ashley wiped her eyes, relieved, but scared of what might have happened. While they talked, Bobby's stomach growled, and only then did he feel the hunger rise up inside him. Come, I will make you some food to eat, Ashley said, as she went to the kitchen and bustled around. While she did, Bobby kept using his left eye to observe everything, and felt that his body had also gone through some changes. The most obvious change was his reaction speed. While they were eating, Bobby's gaze landed upon a fly buzzing around. His left eye saw the fly's flying route. He could even differentiate the gender, and he could also make out the veins upon its wings. Swoosh! He waved his chopsticks on instinct. Suddenly, the humming of the fly stopped. Seeing that he had caught the fly with his chopsticks, he chuckled softly. This felt good. This felt damn good. Because of his left eye, his reaction speed and sight now far surpassed those of normal people. After eating, Bobby felt full of energy, so he raced towards the martial arts ground. He had a feeling that this change in his left eye could possibly change his life. His left eye gave off sizzles of heat, and after that, also gave off a slight heartbeat sound. He didn't know, but as the mysterious eyeball merged with him, his bloodline and body were both slowly changing. The martial arts grounds. Reaching the grounds, Bobby, as usual, started to practice his fist core martial arts techniques. Bobby Brown, you're finally here. I thought you'd be a turtle hiding in your shell. Came a laugh from the other side of the field. Damn it, Bobby swore in his heart as he looked at the muscular Tom, who was striding over. He then remembered the one-move battle with Tom. With him walked a group of other students who looked eager as ever to see what was going to happen. Looks like it cannot be avoided, Bobby thought to himself as he saw Tom walk over to meet him. Little Bobby Brown. Get ready. One move. I'll only need one move to make you hit the dirt. Tom shouted, getting into his battle stance. Tom's massive body seemed like a tiger as he pressed towards Bobby, moving as soon as his words finished. Using a weird stance, his two hands and body contracted like a poisonous snake, giving off a dark and creepy feeling. Bobby felt a chill, as if he was locked onto by a serpent. Whoa, is that the high-ranked martial art 13 changes of the poisonous snake? Came an excited shout from the crowd, who recognized Tom's stance. A high-ranked martial art. How is this possible? Most orange belts can only go into the martial arts library and learn middle-rank martial arts. How could Tom know a high-ranked one? Bobby thought to himself as he gulped down the saliva that was accumulating in his mouth. You might not know this, but Tom's grandfather is one of the center's elders. Someone shouted from the crowd. No wonder Tom has the confidence of winning with one move. It is because he's learned the 13 changes of the poisonous snake, Bobby thought, as he shuddered in fear. The students around the grounds all felt chilled. Even some of those whose training exceeded that of Tom gave him a solemn look. It is a high-ranked martial arts skill, Bobby thought as he took a cold breath. At Belmont, students under the green belt level could only learn low or mid-tier moves. As for Bobby, since he had not even attained the orange belt yet, he could not enter the town's martial arts library. So, he could not learn even low-ranked martial arts. The 13 changes of the poisonous snake was a high-ranked martial arts skill, and the damage dealt by it was way higher than low and middle-ranked martial arts, not to mention core martial arts. No wonder he has the confidence to take me down in a single move, Bobby thought as his heart began racing. He knew that under normal circumstances, he couldn't take even one move from a high-ranked martial arts skill. And even then, Tom's strength was higher than his own by one rank. Under pressure, Bobby felt his left eye move, and felt his sudden excitement. He put all of his power into his left eye and targeted Tom. No one saw that, but at the moment, Bobby's left eye gave off a faint green glow. Swoosh. It felt like he had gone into supervision mode. In this sight, Tom's body was enlarged, and every change, including his breathing rate, heartbeat, his muscles, veins, everything could be seen with his left eye. And at that moment, the world seemed to slow down by almost 1,000 times. However, the speed of the world didn't slow down. The change was Bobby Brown's own reaction speed. As he saw Tom's hand fly towards him, Bobby's heart felt extremely peaceful and calm. His opponent, Tom, had an unknown shiver and a sudden feeling that all his secrets had been seen through. Tom had a glum face and used his strongest strike without hesitation. His body was like a poisonous snake and moved like lightning, having both extreme speed and power. Swoosh. In a flash, Tom's two fingers were together, like a poisonous snake's fangs, slashed through the air as they moved towards Bobby. So fast, many of the students around them thought. Not even the many green belts there managed to see how fast Tom moved, just as Tom's fang-like fingers were about to hit Bobby. Zoop. A strong fist punched through the air, hitting Tom's arm, making him fall to the ground. Tom felt his mind shudder as his body stiffened due to shock, with his arm turning numb. His fingers, which were only half an inch away from Bobby's chest, could not move forward at all. Whoosh. Tom's stomach suddenly erupted with pain as he was sent flying out with a scream. What happened? All of the students gathered around shouted in shock. One move, and you've lost, Bobby said, with a smirk on his face.
Hi, Bobby here. Season 1 of God's Eye is now playing exclusively on the Pocket FM Fantasy channel. Watch complete playlist to see me flex my new superpowers.